beast.
See you later, son.
Bye.
Right, so today we're going to buy our second project for the new unit. It's a 90s V8 made in Germany. Any guesses?
Let us know in the comments. And I'm actually going to keep this one myself, I think, if we buy it, because the coolest thing in the world, and I've always wanted one, and I missed out on one 6 months, a year ago, and it went for stupid money. But
yeah. Now this one's cheap, very cheap actually, but it's cheap for a reason. So we'll fill you in on that when we get there.
yes. Right guys, so here she is. It's an R-Reg. It's an Audi S8 D2. It's a 98 model. The V8. If anyone gets right, well done. It's massive. But they're just like a proper old school German whip, and they're just cool as, you know what I mean. Does need a bit of TLC, the odd ding in it here and there. There's lack appeal on the bonnet, as you can see there. But it's not a write-off or nothing like that. It just needs TLC really. I'd go around and mention all the tyres and wheels and stuff like that, but they're not staying on because they're ugly. But all the tyres are minters. I'm just not a massive fan of them wheels. The reason it's cheap as well is suspected timing failure. But we'll have a little look and see what the crack is. Ooh, oh, she's a lump.
Is there any life in the battery so it'll turn?
Yeah, it will turn, yeah.
Yeah, okay. As long as that spins.
Yeah.
You know the crank's in one piece.
Yeah. Nah, the guy literally messaged me 20-30 minutes ago saying he's got the same engine code, 8kh or something, 500 quid, it's got 80,000 miles on it. So I said I'll pass his details on to you if you do.
Oh, right,
that's cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap, that. Yeah. As I said before, it is suspected timing failure. But we are going to turn it over now. If the crank pulley turns down there, then we do know that the crank and everything's intact and stuff like that, and it is just a belt that's snapped or stripped the teeth. And then best case scenario, it is just rebuild heads. But only time will tell with that one really, won't it?
Let's see.
We got the little butchers.
Put your fingers out the way.
Go on. Oh. Right, so crank's no good.
Not spinning?
No, it wobbles and everything when you do that. The pulley goes like that.
What?
Just on the spot, not spinning.
Crank snapped.
So it is looking like a 500 quid engine.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the best bet, isn't it, really, there?
Yeah.
I was looking at them about £1.5, but I couldn't find the exact code, so...
Yeah, I was looking the other night after you sent me that there, I've not even found one. Is there?
Come on.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the end of the crank snapped off it.
Yeah.
Weird that though, how would the end just snap off? Unless the keyway's gone on it. There might just be the keyway gone on that. No, you got a keyway that locks that pulley. So your bottom timing gear obviously goes to all your heads.
Yeah.
If the keyway had gone, that would just spin on it. I'm saying that. You'd think that'd spin. Oh, I do think it's snapped.
Yeah. I'd go with it being snapped, and if it's not, win it.
Yeah. Who's the guy with the 500 quid engine?
I'll send you.
Like guys, so I was just walking around this car then, sort of thinking to myself, don't really know if I want to take this on. But just because he said the engine went bang on the motorway, he basically put his foot down, give it a footload of revs, and it went bang at like 80. So that'd have made an awful lot of mess or something, being high revs. But then he's just come out and said he knows some fella there, he's got one for 500 quid with 80,000 miles on it. So it's looking like probably I'm going to take it and engine swap it, and then over time build this engine up, potentially put it in the taxi, because that'd be friggin' awesome in the taxi. This engine, you don't really know how bad it's going to be. We put it on the trailer. Yeah, might as well. Yeah. Got no winch on this trailer because just, anyway, we don't have a trailer anymore, that's gone. So I've had to borrow this one off my mate with no winch. So what we're going to do is get him to tow the car up onto the trailer with his Volvo. Because if I take it off the Range Rover, it'll just drag the trailer about everywhere and it'll just be proper sketchy. So we're going to take it and we'll see what happens. Take it home, stick it on the drive. When we get a minute, we can take it to the new unit as well. And then we'll take the engine out. Take it home, take it to the new unit. When we're ready, take it to the new unit, take the engine out and we'll take the car back, investigate that engine. If it turns out really bad, we'll go and buy that other engine. And then drop the full engine in the car and hopefully that'll get it back on the road quicker than doing a full engine rebuild on it. Right, so there she is, all loaded up. It's actually really nice, to be honest. Just had a little sit in it there then. Lovely to sit in. Double glazed windows, the lot. You just feel like you're in an absolute beast mode of a machine. It's a whip.
It's a,
Best case scenario.
it's a cool whip, yeah.
It's a German cool whip, yeah. Best case scenario with this, either it's not as bad as we think when we strip it, or we put that other engine in and it's back on the road sooner than we think, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
But she is a beast. Oh, she's heavy already. Proper heavy. Whilst we just get the car off the trailer, we've noticed that more than 50% of you aren't subscribed. So do us a favour, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like, comment, yeah, and it'll just help the channel grow bigger and bigger so we can do bigger and better things. We would like to do this full time as a job, the YouTube stuff, but we've been doing it 2 years now and it does take, it's a sweet long process, isn't it? As you can see, I'm gathering paperweights. The Range Rover.
Recognise that one. You might recognise that one as well.
Well, we thought with the TT about waiting until summer as a bit of a better sale sort of time, better time to sell it.
A couple of tiny bits we need to do.
Jono's just needs to pull his finger out. Don't know what he's doing. Might as well just skid it.
Yeah, may as well.
You know what I mean?
Send it until it's loads.
And then this is like he said, we need paperweight.
Yeah.
We are going to do a little bit more of a in-depth investigation or a bit more of a diagnosis on what's gone on with it before we end this video and just see what the crack is really. But that won't be today because the kids are mourning for tea.
As soon as we get a minute, the next stage will be, we'll give it a quick wash. Obviously, as soon as you get a new car,
you got to wash it.
You get everyone else's germs out of it.
All the washing gears in work though, so.
Yeah, and then we'll have a proper investigation and see if the crank is snapped on this. And if it is, like you say, you can buy that other engine for 500
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way, innit?
Yeah, no, that's the way we'll be going. But
Yes.
it might not be. We think it is.
Yeah, a small chance.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thanks to OBDeleven for sponsoring today's video.
OBDeleven is a great little tool to have.
It's like a little diagnostic tool that'll fit in your pocket. It's got OBD2 functionality, gives you engine insights. You can diagnose faults and unlock hidden features in the car.
So if you're an experienced mechanic or just a hobbyist, OBDeleven will sort you right out with this handy little tool. You can also use code TVR at checkout to get a tidy 10% off, or you can click the link in the description below.
Right, to connect to OBDeleven, all you've got to do is plug in the OBD reader into the diagnostic port, put the ignition on and click connect. It'll take a couple of minutes to read all the different ECUs and all that, and then it'll give us any fault codes. So one fault found. It says it's with the transmission. OBD fault code U0121, and here you can just click on the Google sign and it'll tell you a description of what the fault will be.
OBDeleven's one-click app just makes it really easy to customise things on your car. For example, you can customise your headlight adaptation for when you're driving abroad, so you're not blinding other drivers with your full beam. Hey, like that. You can also do needle sweep, automatic folding mirrors when you lock your car, and my personal favourite, turn off stop start. So it's about the same price, if not slightly cheaper, as putting your car in the garage to get a mechanic to diagnose your car, but yet you've got this for life. So OBDeleven is not just limited to VAG or BMW, it's for all other motors newer than 08.
So thanks again to OBDeleven for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to use code TVR at checkout for 10% off.
Right, so I've been messing with this car for the best part of an hour and a half, and I only just managed to get the bumper off because there's one stashed off screw and it's given me a headache. So the screw in mention, so it's not meant to be there. Someone's put that screw basically stashed off through there, through the slam panel. Just drilled it all because they've obviously lost clips. It's just giving me a serious headache. But we are literally ready to come off. Headlights are out, wheels are off, wheel arch liners. Headlights were a bit of a mission to get out, so I had to take the wheels off, wheel arch liners out, to get the headlight out, then to try and find all the bolts. I've done about 6 or 7 bolts. Bumper was still solid because of that one stashed off there. So yeah, same on that side, wheel arch liner, headlight, bumper's ready to come off. And then we can move on to draining the water, taking the rad pack off, and then we can see down the bottom there and see what the crack is with that crank pulley. Me and Andy both think it's snapped, but I just want to make sure before I ever buy another engine or commit to building this engine. So we'll get that off. What?
Can I help you?
Yeah.
What do we need to do then?
Need to take the water out, drain all the water, take the radiator off, take this bit off, slam crash bar off, and then...
Do we have to go under there?
No, you don't go under there. Daddy might, but you're not. I just don't want to make a mess on my drive with all the water, Spuddy. Do us a favour, will you go and get me the brush?
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Go on then, go and put that in the boot.
This is very dirty.
Yeah. Ah, we've got a brake reservoir leakage as well. Look at this. What's leaking oil out the bottom of the reservoir? Dripping all over everything. So I'm going to end up with 2 knackered bits in my drive. Because I've got an oil leak on the Range Rover we put an engine in. Hasn't leaked for ages and ages, all of a sudden starts leaking. Typical Range Rover. So that's the outcome of that. And we're starting to get a couple of drops under there. We're sick of it, aren't we, Spud? We're sick of it. We don't want leaky oil everywhere. Soaked myself. Right, so that's all the pipes off the rad to the engine there now. Oh no, I'm lying. One more, that one there. Then looked after this. Apart from the engine going, like, oil's still lovely and clean. But it's got antifreeze in and it's not like mingling water. Right. I'm gonna have to pack it up for today because I'm getting moaned at. My tea is ready and I've not got in for it. So we'll resume another night after work. Right, so I've had my tea, put the baby to bed and do another hour or so. I just took all the slam panel off the front there and I think the rad pack's ready to come off now, so last couple of bolts just to pull out and then take it off. Get that off there. Before we go too far with it, we think that bit's knackered. So I'm just going to pull the belt off. Get rid of all that. So the crank pulley spins freehand, then we're saying it's snapped inside because there's no way you'd be able to turn that just with my hands. Oh, it's wobbly though. I don't think it should do that. I can't turn it. Oh no, I am moving pistons there. I have to get that off, take that off, gun that off and then see what it is. Just gonna wind this off then and just see what that.
Did you get the timing cover off yet?
No, not yet.
Whip that belt off.
Yeah, it's out of time anyway, innit?
What?
It's out of time anyway, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take
It's the rest of it, really.
that off. timing belt's got hold of the bastard pulley. Oh, you asshole! What we're saying in there, that's basically the crank pulley there. And the belt's just hanging on for dear life, so the belt hasn't snapped. But obviously that shouldn't move. Something defo in half. I'm going to chop the belt off now so I can get it out. As I say, it's not snapped the belt or nothing. Oh no. It hasn't.
The collar off the pulley.
We thought that had it stripped the keyway out. Yeah. Oh, it has. Oh, fucking mustard. So I mean, I've just chopped the belt now, so
that doesn't matter. You can get a fucking belt, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably put a new timing belt on it anyway. Yeah. Right, so we've got an absolute win there, I think. We're saying there, Alan next door. Inside there, you have a keyway. Basically, part of the metal of inside that ring at some point, which I think that's what that is. That's what that piece of metal is there, along with all that friggin' metal dust that's in there. It's pure crap. So, basically, that keyway that's snapped off that there, which is what that is, sits inside that little groove there. Because that's snapped off, the crank pulley is just spinning freely on the crank itself. That's mustard, that. The only way that it can be bad, that really now, is because it's been getting turned over and it's been cutting, basically cut into that a little bit there. So I don't actually know. I have to ask Steve. He's the clever one for that, to know what the crack with that is. But in theory, I need a new crank pulley. I might have to rebuild the heads because it'll smash my valves and rockers, which, like we said the other day, is best case scenario anyway. At least we haven't got to redo the bottom end, but I just don't know on that crank now. I'll have to ring Andy, because it's somewhat good news, but somewhat a little bit worrying news. See what Wood says.
Bye.
Bye. I've got the keyway in my fingers.
You've got the keyway in your fingers?
Yes. Basically, the keyway is shredded off the inside of the pulley, so it's not the crank.
One piece, it's just the...
Well, it's been turned to dust, most of it, but I have got a good chunk of it.
Right, so you get away with building the heads then, fixing the valves.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have to...
New keyway.
Yeah.
Is the crank still okay?
Think so. I mean, I can't turn it now, obviously, because we've not got anything there. But you'd have to have a look at it, to be honest. You know where it's been spinning without the keyway being in it? It looks like it's... I don't know if it's meant to be like that, though. It looks like it's sort of cut into the crank shaft a little bit. You know, like, because it's been spinning and it's just chewed about a mil away all the way around. Or is it meant to be like that? I need a vernier really to measure that and measure the inside of the fucking crank pulley. But, like we were saying the other day, this was best case scenario if this happened. So it's, at least now we know there's no holes in the engine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could rebuild that one.
You could just rebuild this one, yeah. The only casing thing is now though, we're going to have to get the fucking trailer again really at some point. I mean, it can be a couple of weeks away yet I suppose, but take it up, get this engine out and then bring the car back again.
Yeah.
But there's a good chance we'd have this engine out and bring the car back the same day if we just kept hold of the trailer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All the front's off already, it's just disconnect other bits of shit.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
There's fucking oil everywhere. I think my sump's leaking. Something else is probably leaking a bit higher up.
Right.
Alright, son. See you tomorrow. See you in a bit. Sorry folks for rabbiting on a bit there. Yeah, so basically tomorrow I'll ask Steve or my dad to come back from work, have a look at that and just see if that's meant to be like that. Because I don't think it is meant to be like that, and it might need a new crank anyway because of that. But it is, hang on, let me just get this out. It is tapered. See the bit smooth there and then it lips up at the back there? I don't think it's meant to do that. I don't know. I need a vernier. If you get a vernier, or calipers as people call them, you can measure inside that bit across there, and then measure that bit. If they're like half a mil, like one's half a mil or mil bigger or smaller than the other one, then it should be right. I think what we might do here is put this whole thing, getting the engine out, in one video, rather than splitting the video up. As we bought a new one, we might as well investigate it, plus it's freaking beast mode in it, so I'd rather get going on it. So, we will resume video when I know more about that crank. Yes.